Hey, welcome to Cat's Bookend. We went yesterday to Goodwill Industries. Excuse me. We went to Goodwill Industries. I was dragging my husband in there because I wanted to see what they had. It's fairly new. It's in this strip mall next to the movie theater we went to yesterday. Oh, and by the way, we went to see Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets, and it was awesome. I didn't really care to see it, but my husband really wanted to go, so I went, and it was great. The visuals were gorgeous. The story was good. It was really enjoyable. The way that they had all the different alien species, awesome. So I highly recommend, if you like sci-fi, you go see that. Speaking of sci-fi, one of the first books I got at Goodwill was sci-fi. Their books are, at least at this Goodwill, the paperbacks are 99 cents. Some of the smaller ones are 79 cents. And the hardback books are $1.99. So I got out of there with a bunch of books for only $8 and change, which is pretty darn good in my opinion. Excuse me. I don't know. When I start filming these videos, maybe it's this room, but my throat always gets really dry, and I've already tried to do this video 7 different times, and I'm not exaggerating, so I'm not going to restart this again. Sorry. Okay, but anyway, this is Snow Crash by Neal Stephenson, and my husband found it, and he was like, "Oh, this is really good. I read this a while ago. I think you'd like it. Get it." And so I thought, why not, for only 99 cents? It came out in the early 2000s. It was a bestseller then. It was really popular. Snow Crash by Neal Stephenson. It's sci-fi, and it's in the subgenre of cyberpunk. So this is what it's about. In reality, Hiro protagonist delivers pizza for Uncle Enzo's Cosa Nostra Pizza Incorporated. But in the metaverse, he's a warrior prince, plunging headlong into the enigma of a new computer virus that's striking down hackers everywhere. He races along the neon-lit streets on a search-and-destroy mission for the shadowy virtual villain threatening to bring about the info-apocalypse. Oh, the info-apocalypse. Okay, there you go. I practiced this like I don't know how many times, and I still can't say it. Info-apocalypse. Snow Crash is a mind-altering romp through a future America so bizarre, so outrageous, you'll recognize it immediately. So, I'm going to give this a try, and I know my husband's already started reading it again, so it must be good. I mean, if he's willing to read it twice, it must be pretty good, and he was all excited about it when he found it. I was like, oh, hackers. I was like, I don't give a darn about them. I don't have any sympathy for hackers at all. But he said, no, it's not those kind of hackers. So, okay then. So there you go. The Spiderwick Chronicles. This was 79 cents. I don't know what this is about, but I saw this and I'm like, you know what? This would be a good book for the Booktube-a-thon. Because I knew that I had to get some shorter books. There's no way I can read 7 books in 7 days. I just can't do it, if I'm being honest. So I thought I'll get some little ones. And this is little. It's a picture book, but it's a chapter book, okay? There's pictures in it, but there's chapters. And Holly Black is one of the authors. It's by Tony DiTerlizzi and Holly Black. Now, even though I didn't like The Coldest Girl in Cold Town, I just didn't like, you know, the theme and how it was the same old vampire stuff. But she's a good author. And so I thought I'd give this a try. Why not? So there you go. And oh, by the way, it's called Troll Trouble because I guess there's a whole series of the Spiderwick Chronicles. Okay, when I was looking up on my computer, I was looking up short books for adults. This came up, and this has been on a lot of other lists too, of one of the short adult books that everybody should read before they die. And I know this has been around since I was a kid. Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. And it does have pictures in it of birds, of seagulls, but it also has like a lot of reading in it too. So I figured, okay, since this is something that I never read and I should read, I'll read this for the Booktube-a-thon. So I got that. This is another little one I found. Booktubeathon. And it's by Paul Fleischman. And he is an author. He's a well-known author. And this is called The Boarding Room. And this is historical fiction. And I figured, you know, okay. It was donated by our Girl Scout troop. Isn't that cute? I think that's sweet. Okay, I'll read this. It's a room set aside for the arrival of babies and the departure of the dying. It's seldom occupied. When it is, the lives of those within it and without often take a sudden turning. In this novel of echoing births and deaths, Newbery medalist Paul Fleischman presents an Ohio farm girl's life, told solely through the scene centering on her family's boarding room. Through its doorway pass members of an endearing, free-thinking family, bearing news of the world beyond the window. Talk of runaway slaves, the siege of Vicksburg, seances, chloroform, electricity. See, here's another reason I got the book. Yeah, seances. Sounds interesting. Behind these changing tokens of the... Excuse me, I'll start that over again. Behind these changing tokens of the times, we behold the eternal cycle of birth, courtship, giving birth, and death. In this eloquent account, the story of one life, one family, and one room widens into a panoramic view of the human seasons and the procession of generations. Let's see when this is from, what year. And this used to be a part of a library, a school library. 1991. So, yeah, I think it sounds good. It sounds really, really good. He won the Newbery Medal. He's a good author. I know I've read something by him before, I just can't remember. I've read something when I was a kid or junior high or something by him. So there you go. There's another Booktubeathon book that I got. These three are definitely going to be Booktubeathon books. I know that I said that I would make a video later of what I read because I didn't know what I was going to be doing, but these three will definitely be part of the Booktubeathon. Okay, so I got those. And I got this because this is a short book, and it won the Pulitzer Prize. So I figured, hey, Pulitzer Prize, it's got to be good, and it's real cheap, so I'm going to get it. It's called Tinkers by Paul Harding. It sounds very sad and depressing, but again, 99 cents. So, and this is definitely an adult book. I'll give this a try. It's got a lot of good critical reviews, a lot of praise. Of course, it won the Pulitzer Prize, so it's going to get praise. I'm just not sure what this is about. I do know that it sounds sad. It says, here's the little blurb of what it's about. An old man lies dying, see? Sad. As time collapses into memory, he travels deep into his past, where he is reunited with his father and relives the wonder and pain of his impoverished New England youth. At once heartbreaking and life-affirming, Tinkers is an... Okay, and I apologize. I know that you'll probably make fun of me for this or think I'm stupid, but I can't pronounce this. Is it elegiac? I don't know. I know. I should have looked it up. Okay, Tinkers is an elegiac meditation on love, loss, and the fierce beauty of nature. Okay, like I kept while I was there, I was like, oh, it's short, Pulitzer Prize, and then I put it back, I go, no, I don't want depressing, I'll cry. But, yeah, I thought, you know, Pulitzer Prize! Something kept making me go back to it and reach for it, and I ended up taking it. Now, I'm not sure, this may or may not be part of my Booktubeathon. I'll think about it, but I'm definitely happy to have a Pulitzer Prize winning book. So, there you go. And this, I got this next one simply because of the way it sounds. This author sounds familiar. 99 cents. It's from the Power of Five series, and apparently this is the first book in the Power of Five. It says, Raven's Gate. Darkness waits on the other side. Now, I think this might be a young adult book, maybe not, I don't know. And I usually don't like to get into series, but this sounded so good. Okay, who's Alex Rider? That sounds familiar. From Anthony Horowitz, #1 best-selling author of the Alex Rider books, comes the first in a brand new series of sinister supernatural adventures. Sinister supernatural adventures. Yes, that's why I got this. Okay, he always knew he was different. First there were the dreams, then the deaths began. When Matt Freeman gets into trouble with the police, he's sent to be fostered in Yorkshire. It's not long before he senses there's something wrong with his guardian, with the whole village. I like those creepy village, something's wrong, something supernatural stories, so this really appealed to me. Then Matt learns about the old ones. The old ones. Now the old ones, that's a term often used in Lovecraftian horror. Now I don't know if these are the same old ones, but again, I was like, ooh, and begins to understand just how different he is. No one will believe him, no one can help. There is no proof, there is no logic, there is just the gate. So I had to get this. This sounds amazing and right up my alley. Alex Rider, that's just killing me. That sounds so familiar to me. I'm going to look that up. Okay? Now, I was really excited to do this this video, so it didn't occur to me to look up Alex Rider, but I definitely am going to. Alright. Then the Children's Crusade. The Children's Crusade. Did you hear me whistle when I said crusade? And I can't even whistle. That was like an accidental whistle. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 books for $8 and change. So that's really good. I've already looked through those shelves, so I'm going to go to, there's another Goodwill on the other side of where I live, and I'm going to go there and see what they have next. But this is one of those, from the blurb I got, this is one of those dysfunctional family novels, and this was a bestseller, and it was on Oprah Winfrey's list. I found that out after the fact. I don't care for Oprah Winfrey. I know what kind of books she puts on her list. I'm like, eh. But she didn't write this, so I'm going to give it a chance. It looked so nice. This is so pretty with the tree on it. It was only $1.99, so I just figured that I would get it. Apparently something happens or something's about to happen, and this was told from the different points of view of people in the family. So it sounded intriguing. So I got it. I'll let you know after I read it. It didn't really give too much information. It just said that this takes place through different decades. It starts with the parents in the 50s, and then it moves on to the children. But we'll see. I'll do a review on it after I read it. I have so many books, I don't know when I'll get to it. We'll see. But I was happy to find all of these books. Actually, it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 7. It's 7. 7 books for $8, and I think it was like 63 cents. So this was my Goodwill haul, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by.